Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Joshua, and welcome to a conversation with Joshua T. Berglan. Today, we have a really awesome guest. I was actually blown away when I saw the email because I followed this person on social media probably for about 10 years before I got off of Facebook. Actually, before I got kicked off Facebook. I followed this person and just always mesmerized by the talent, the gift, and just really all that she's up to. Dame Clarissa Burt. Now, the reason I had to look at my notes is because she has been knighted, seriously, by the Royal Order of Constantine. What an honor is that? I've never spoken to anyone who's ever had such an honor. So I feel like I'm meeting royalty in a way. And not that I'm a big on following or have hero worship or anything, but there's people that I admire. Clarissa is one of those people. My goals in media and what I want to do and how I want to use media to elevate other voices, especially the voiceless. She's somebody that I look to as inspiration because of all that she's done in media. She's uber talented. Her list of accomplishments are like I would be here for a week reading her bio because there's just accomplishment after accomplishment. So the fact is this, I am so honored. And when I say uber best-selling author, it's when someone wins a multi-platinum award for music. She's done that with books all across the board. CEO of Limelight Media. She does an amazing job. Anyway, I'm just giddy excited to talk to her and excited to pick her brain, find out what she's up to, because people like her, they never just sit around and wait for things to happen. They're action takers and they're making things happen. And those kind of people inspire me. This is the very first time we've ever spoken other than email. And I am just absolutely honored to introduce to you Dame Clarissa Burt. Thank you for being here, everyone. And please welcome our guest. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a conversation with Joshua T. Berglan. And I hope I say this right, Dame Clarissa Burt, correct?
That's it. That just
now,
and then there's that.
when I think of Dame, I think of like old mafia movies and like the mobsters talking about the great dames, but come to find out, Dame means something way more amazing than what the mafia movies made it sound like years ago. You've actually been knighted by Constantine, is it? The Constantine Foundation?
The Sovereign and Royal Order of Constantine the Great, of Cappadocia, Constantine the Great, and St. Helen, which is a lovely honor that was bestowed upon me in June in Las Vegas. The prince came over from Spain, and there was obviously a lot of pomp and circumstance, and it's a lovely honor, and I'm looking for the word riconoscimento, and I can't come up with the word in English. It's an honor. Let's keep it at that. Knighted, and I think it's a way of it's an appreciation. I think also for some work that has been did a lot of work, social work, in my lifetime, and I had 2 private audiences with Pope John Paul. I lived in Italy. I was in Rome. We were homies, and so it was. And I worked on television, and so it was just, they were really great years. Lots of fun.
I have so much that I want to talk to you about, but before we get into anything, I would love to know, what are you grateful for today and why?
I'm grateful for the fact, first of all, that I had warm blankets on. I've got a full pantry. I've got family that loves me. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm always happy for the things that most people, I think, take for granted. I'm happy that I'm not laid up in a hospital bed somewhere. I'm happy that I don't have a child that is laid up in a hospital bed, that no one that I know is terminally ill. I get up and I think to myself, every time I take a trip, I get in the car and I'll take a trip and I come back. I pull it into the garage and I thank God for getting me home safely. And universe, I just say, thank you, universe, thank you, God, I'm getting rid of the dinging. And just be thankful for every time I take a trip and every time I come home and I get home safely, I thank the stars above that I did get home safely. So I think there are a lot of the little things, which are really big things if you stop to think about it. I have a full pantry and a warm bed, clean running water. Come on. Those are the things that and if we want to go deeper, I can be here all day for the things I'm grateful for, but the top of mind things are certainly those.
Wow, that to me is beautiful gratitude. Especially when somebody like yourself who has accomplished so much. I said in the opening that you didn't see that I followed you for years on Facebook, and I've just seen all that you've been up to, and you're just truly inspiring for me and what I want to do with independent media. You have done so much, and it's so cool. Like even your book, and I use this reference, it's like multi-platinum when you have that for a record. You've done that with one of your books. Like, that in itself is such a huge compliment. But then being knighted, your success in media, all of that stuff is just so inspiring. And yet here it is. Your gratitude is for the things that really truthfully matter, because all of that other stuff can go away and no longer mean anything, but yet family, health, warmth,
Absolutely.
clean water,
All
that stuff
yeah,
matters.
just blankets, coats, socks. Sometimes I was on Survivor. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, so you won, didn't you?
I did.
How was that experience? Again, there's so much to talk to you about. Like Celebrity Survivor is like the one, if I could think of a reality show that I would do, Survivor is it, or The Greatest Race, where you travel around and act like.
Yeah, that's fun too. I would love to do that. Would be a lot of fun too. I think that's really where I went, whoa, this whole gratitude thing, there's something to it. Because when you go on to an island with another 11 people that you don't know and probably aren't going to be crazy about, and they're not going to be crazy about you either, and you try to get along, you go along to get along, and then you realize warm socks, what it really means, that extra blanket, what it could have meant, food, because you don't eat, right?
Yeah.
Clean water was rationed. There are a lot of different things that happened, and that you look around, you, wow, I'm really lucky. We're all so damn lucky. I wish we could all just stop bitching for a minute to understand just how lucky we really are.
Oh, we're so blessed. We're so blessed. So I want to ask you though about that experience, because look, I've been on enough sets to know how things can get scripted, or how you can make something look organic, but it's really not. But the thing with Survivor, it seems like it would be really hard to fake. And I'm sure you've signed a bunch of NDAs, but it's pretty authentic, is it not?
Even if I had said it was over 10 years ago. So I can tell you I had to sign liability clauses. So if I were
That's
to
a good sign for authenticity.
Well, yeah. So listen, you're going to be on this island for the next 2 to 3 months, and you're going to be cut off from anything that you'd be familiar. And if you get hurt, that's on you. So I signed that away. But I'm telling you, everything that happens on there is the God's honest truth. No words are put in your mouth. Nothing is scripted. I think that behind the scenes, as it plays out, they learn the personalities.
Sure.
And then, when they do come on, because you get a doctor, a psychologist that comes on every week to talk to you. And funnily enough, it was like I was analyzing the psychologist. They would come on and go, Clarissa, how you doing? I'm going, I'm great. How are you? Well, wow, it's really tough, but yeah. And so I wound up like analyzing the psychologist when they would come on every week. It was fun. Look, it was a lot of fun. We could also go down the rabbit hole when I found a kilo of cocaine on the island, but I digress.
It depends on what year that would have been for me, but I may not have told anybody and snuck off in the woods somewhere. I'm glad to be past that part of my life now.
Right, those were the 80s, honey. But yeah, so there was a lot of that going on. Look, there was nothing scripted, nothing fake. Everything played out as it was supposed to. And it was fun, and it was eye-opening. And you learn a lot. But I had said no to it for 100 times. Said, look, I'm not doing it. I'm not coming. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing it. And then they told me how much money I could potentially make. And I said, all right, book the flight. But it was good. It was good. It was a good exercise. I did it because I could. I'm not married. I don't have children. So for me, I don't have animals. It was like a suitcase and off I go. And I love my life like that. I love being able to just get up on a moment's notice and go. So, but I will tell you that it was an extraordinary event. It was eye-opening on every level. And that I think at the end of the day, the takeaway would be you really be very careful of who you give your trust to.
What did you learn about collaboration?
Be very careful about who you give your trust to.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be like, I got into this thing, and people are like, oh no, you don't know. We're supposed to be creating strategies and then aligning with different and then you create your little group. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. Where am I going? Who wants me? I'll go anywhere. It was that kind of thing. And the more I think you strategize and the more you think you have things under control, the more the probability is that things are going to fall apart underneath you. It's just, and I think that's what's another life lesson. It was like, you think you got all the control in the world and you got it all strategized and you got it planned, and then life happens, right? But that was another really a big deal. I think that I thought it was all, I always think I'm under control, and then I find out not always.
That's a great life lesson.
Yeah.
So.